concerned at all that he'll be out for a while?
Hopefully not. I think he just tweaked something, and I expect him to be back sooner than later. Last week.
What was he doing? Was he just working out of his
Yeah,
own?
just running routes. Yeah.
He had a problem last year in camp. Any concern that this could take up the whole camp?
No, I don't think so. I think we're just being precautionary. We know, when he practices hard, and he's going to put in the work. So we want to make sure when he comes back, he's full strength.
What does that do for you guys plan-wise? I mean, you already have Hop on kind of a pitch count in a way.
Yeah, I mean, Hop wants to go some today, so he'll be out there, and then just get some of those young guys involved.
We saw Vance with a cast around his right arm. Is he all right?
Yeah, he's all right. He had a minor surgery. I guess no surgery is minor, but he had a surgery, and he's feeling better.
When it comes to your running back situation, how are you approaching how you want to sort through those guys?
We want to be smart with James, first off. Make sure that he's healthy going into week one. He's a guy similar to Hollywood that wants to practice all the time, goes as hard as he can every rep. So we want to make sure we're smart there. And then those other guys are going to battle it out. Excited to have Darryl, veteran presence, very smart player. And then Eno, I've talked about him multiple times, how far he's come and what he did this spring. And then Jonathan Ward has stepped up every year. And then obviously the rookies that we brought in. So it's going to be great competition. It's a talented group.
However it plays out with those other running backs, how important will it be then when you get in the season to make sure you use him and not overwork James even during the season?
No doubt. I thought, I've said it a bunch, but I thought that's when we were playing our best football, when he and Chase were really kind of splitting the workload and staying fresh, and we were able to maximize kind of what each guy does best. And so hopefully we can find a similar rhythm this year.
Is James built for maybe more carries than maybe your average guy, though?
I think so, but you almost have to save him from himself a little bit. He's that valuable. You saw when he was on the field, the plays he made, the passing game. Obviously a tough runner, but we want to be smart with him. It's a long season.
He obviously had a big year in terms of scoring touchdowns. I mean, some of that is happenstance. Do you like being able to lean on him in terms of the guy who's getting in the end zone, or is that asking too much to think he could get to the 15 to 18 range again?
I think that'll be the expectation again this season with what he brings. He has a nose for the end zone. We struggled from goal to go situations last year. We got to be better in the passing game down there, obviously. But anytime he touched it down there, you felt good about him having an opportunity to get in.
Kliff, who is one of the guys on the team you've known for a long time? What's maybe the most impressive thing he's done in your time that you've known him?
Yeah, I mean, singular play, or just what he. Yeah, I just say his effort, intensity every single day. I mean, he's on edge. You wouldn't know if it's the Super Bowl or first day of training camp, the way he approaches the practice, the look in his eye, the way he competes. And the thing I've seen grow the most is the leadership aspect. I mean, he's breaking the team down now. The communication on the back end, going into year 4 in our system, he knows it like a coach knows it. So I think his comfort level has really risen. But the effort, just day in, day out, what he's about on that football field, it's inspiring to watch.
What does Ronnie do? What does he bring to that makes him so important to Kyler?
Comfort level, there's no doubt. He's similar to Boot. I mean, he's like having a coach on the field. The things he's seen and what he's called, the different offenses he's played in, he has great ideas. Series to series, post game, before the game, he has ideas. And I know for Kyler to have a guy that's always going to give you a chance by helping you get in the right protection, helping you get in the right run play, it allows him to free his mind and just play and know we got that under control.
What is not having the right center? What can that do to an offense to a quarterback?
To me, it's just, like I said, a comfort level. We put a lot on the quarterback to get us in the right play, to see the field. I mean, obviously, how he goes is how we go. So when you can provide him that comfort level and he knows that up front those guys are going to be on the right page and go to the right spot every time, that allows the quarterback just to play.
Kliff, what do you need to see out of your linebackers here in training camp just to know that they're ready to go for week 1?
Excited to watch that group. Zaven's a guy we've been excited to see how he progresses this year. We need him to step up. There's no doubt. Bringing in Nick Vigil was big. Played against him last year. He had that pick 6 against us. So I've been impressed by what he's done. Every time we've asked Tanner to play, he's played at a high level. Same with Joe Walker. And then Zeke Turner started kind of special teams emphasis and has really turned himself into a really nice player there. That linebacker as well. And then Isaiah Simmons, we'll have him all over the place, but I expect him to play a big role in defense as well.
Is Zaven more mental now now, just learning the game and having the game slow down?
I would say so. Yeah, I would say year or two in the system, we expected to slow down from him, just react and be able to use that, size and athleticism. That's wall we drafted him.
Will he call the defense, and if not, is it important for somebody in his position to do that?
We have multiple guys that feel like they can do it. That's what's good about having a guy like Buddha, having a guy like JT back there that have been in this system this long. We'll see how that plays out, but I'd say there's 4 or 5 guys that we feel comfortable right now calling it.
What do we call Isaiah Simmons? Is he a DB, a LB?
Slash something. I don't know. Yeah, slash something. I think we're still working through it, but we're excited about the role he's in right now. He can do it. I mean, we'll have him rush off the edge. We'll have him pressure. We'll have him play some safety. I mean, we're trying to maximize what he is as a player, and that's a dynamic athlete that can go tackle the football.
Is there any concern, though, with him not spending all of his time at linebacker that might stunt some of his growth?
Isaiah? I don't think so. I think watching him, having a 2-year sample size, we've figured out what he does really well, and we're trying to maximize him and put him in that position to do that. So I don't feel like we're stunning his growth. I think the way we've adjusted our defense is going to play to his strengths.
I don't mean to put you on the spot, but what does he do really well in the defense?
Yeah, he's a guy that when he sees the ball and it's not, he wasn't used to being down there at times, and those guys are moving fast and it's coming at you. But when he can see the ball from a little bit farther away, like he did in college, and just attack the football or be on the line or blitz, like you saw him do against Dallas, he can play fast, not overthink it, and just go. And that's what when he's been in that role, he's made big-time impact plays for us, and that's what we're going to try to do, just expand that role for him.
So is he part Micah Parsons, part Honey Badger?
That's high praise. I hope that's what he turns into. There's no doubt. I mean, he has the athleticism. I haven't seen anybody that big that run that fast. And so, like I said, it's on us as a staff to put him in positions to be successful. And he's a highly competitive player who wants to be out there and wants to help the team win.
How much did you add to the playbook this offseason with the addition of Hollywood?
Yeah, I think every year we try to make some adjustments. We'll see what he really does best once we get him out there full time, being able to move him around, do different things. But we'll have some new wrinkles, there's no doubt.
What does Andy Isabella have to do to make the roster?
I think, that 5th, 6th spot's going to be really competitive. And so just keep doing what he's doing. He's always done things right. We just having to draft some really good players here, trade for some really good players, have Hall of Fame players here. So it's been tough for him to really show what he can do, but I'm excited to see his progress. It's year 4 in the system, and he'll know it inside and out, so he can go play fast.
How important will it be for Lecky and Richard to take a step to improve and get more physical presence on the defensive line?
That's huge. I mean, that's where it all starts, and we understand that. And those 2 guys have gotten better each year, and they got to be very impactful. We want to keep JJ healthy and doing what he does, but those are 2 guys inside there that they got to play well for us.
Were you or any of your staff impacted at all by the storm damage or at the hotel?
I was not, no.
Are there any lessons you guys take from the 2020 season when you didn't have Chandler for most of the way in kind of rotating guys in and picking up that production for this year?
I've said it all along. A guy like him, it wasn't just what he brought on the field. It was, the energy in the locker room, the way guys gravitated towards him. He's a tremendous human being and a tremendous football player. But we were excited that year that he went out, the way Hassan Reddick came on and had a monster year, and a guy like Dennis Gardeck played really well. So you never know who's going to step up. We drafted a couple guys we expect to contribute, but he's really hard to replace. But I think seeing the production, sack production, we're able to still get through different means, whether it's pressures or different looks. That's encouraging. That hopefully we can try to replace some of those numbers. Not that you'll ever replace a player like that.
You guys not staying across the street anymore. The days different here, or you staying here more? Or?
Yeah, I'll end up staying here a little bit longer, but it's not bad. As far as the commute, it's easy, and it's a nice resort over there, so it's beats a dorm.
So now that you've been with Kyler going on 4 years now, what have you learned about ways to best coach him and maximize his skill set that applies to this year?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that we've gotten better at is just open communication. As far as if he doesn't like a play, doesn't like a call, doesn't like a scheme, we'll talk about it now. I think the first couple of years it was like, hey, I'm gonna you call it, I'll run it, I'll make it work type deal. And I think we both understand each other now to the point where, hey, I want to call plays that fit with what you want to do and how you see things, and coach you the same way. And it's always been good dialogue, play to play, but I think just overall game planning and overall philosophy, we definitely had a lot better conversations.
It's been a difficult offseason in some respects for the franchise. Contract and Jeff Gladney, sadly, and Hop's suspension, even the rainstorm in your hotel, and now Hollywood Brown. It seems like there's been a lot of recurring things. How do you deal with that as a coach? Do you feel jinxed at all?
No, you just hope you're getting it all out of the way, I think, before you get rolling. But these guys are professionals, and they know it's their job to show up each and every day and try to be the best possible team we can be. And it's a prideful organization. It's got a lot of prideful veteran leadership in that locker room. And so, like I've said before, I'm fired up about this roster and the talent, and we just got to get to work and see where it goes.
How excited are you just that the season's here now, you're going?
Yeah, there's been a lot of talk, obviously. So once you get out on the practice field, talking season's over, and it's time to coach and see how good we can be.
Have you thought about it all that the season starts in this building and could maybe end here?
I have not. Really, it's just trying to get through today. I mean, day one of training camp, want everyone to be healthy, fly around, get some good work, but I'm excited to see some of those young guys go.
How do you went out and D-Hop limited, and AJ's a veteran, so you know what he's doing. Could other guys use this opportunity as a positive and kind of, get your attention? Who are some of the guys you're looking at that could, rise up in this situation?
Yeah, we want to make sure we're getting Rondell a bunch of looks, whether it's inside, outside. Antoine's a guy who stepped up last year, played at a high level. Greg Dortch, another guy that came in when his number was called. So those are three that jump off, that know the system. They played in games, played well in games, and we just want to see them take the next step. So I think they'll get a really good opportunity these first couple weeks.
Coach, what can you tell us about your tight ends?
Excited about those two guys being on the same field together. When you look at the pass catching ability of Trey and Zach, both guys that are a matchup problem, and both guys that are very cerebral, smart players. You can do different stuff with them, move them inside, move them outside, and so we got to be creative there and see how we can best use both of them.
Is Zach Allen ready for a total full load in practice?
He is. Yeah, he's been running really well. Looks good. Rehabbed his tail off. As strong as he's ever been, fast as he's ever been. So we'll be smart as far as how we use him, but he looks great physically.
What do you like about the fact those 2 third-round picks this year are already buddying up together? And I don't know if they're interchangeable. I mean, it looks like you could use one inside more than outside, but they really seem to have taken to each other and trusting each other. How important is that?
It's good. Anytime you can create that type of bond and still have a really good competition within that room, I think it's healthy, and they got great guys to learn from. When you're talking about DK and Junk, Gardeck, I mean, guys that have earned it the hard way. They go hard every single day in practice, and those two young guys, they got real skill sets when they talk about rushing the passer. So I'm fired up to watch them today.
A little early to be asking, but have you reached out or talked to anybody just to ask them about the Hard Knocks experience at the startup end?
I have, yeah. I talked to Chris Ballard. I've known a long time, back since I was coaching in college, and he was basically scouting and just picked his brain on what he thought and how it went and things they do differently and what they liked. And I think overall it was a positive experience. Basically, when it's going good, they like it, and when you start losing, they don't, which is pretty much anything in life.